welcome back. You're still with us here on Buddy Talk, only on C. Today we're talking all about tech today, and seeing as which, I believe that I just heard the doorbell again. Somebody there? Hello? Ah! Oh, C-Jack, you're back. You were just here 10 minutes ago. I probably got so much cash back from this guy. So what do you have for us today, C-Jack? Basketball? Yes? Oh. Yes? And what is this? Oh, this is tongseng. Tongseng, goat. Goat. Yes, goat. Okay. I already gave you a tip earlier, so beat it. I'll give you the 5-star rating. You're the best, C-Jack. Thank you. All right. Wow. So this is there something in particular why he brought you these? Is that?
Yeah.
Your favorite food, is it?
Yeah, but my wife always forbid me to eat it. So
a little bit high on the cholesterol, are you? Okay. So and what's that all about?
I don't know.
You're a big basketball fan?
Well, yeah, for sure.
There you go. So
hey, you did your background check, yeah?
Well, no, that's the thing about it's got nothing to do with me. It's the C-Jack. I mean, they're so good at the algorithm works so well. They know exactly what it is that you guys like and are able to even bring it to you before you order it. So anyway, before we discuss more and we go further into our discussion, we have some information, news updates for you from the business world. So as you may have heard, Goto, Indonesia's largest digital ecosystem group, just announced its listing on the Indonesia Stock Exchange recently with a value of almost 400 rupiah per share. Let's have a look.
Based on the total funds raised, Goto IPO is the third largest in Asia and also the fifth largest in the world this year, with around 300,000 investors have participated. As part of the drive to make this IPO one of the most inclusive, Goto introduced the Gotong Royong share program, which the company has allocated over $20 million to driver partners to support the benefits of stakeholders across company ecosystem. Goto Group's listing represents a historic moment for the company and the IDX as the first listing to be carried out under the new regulation on multiple voting rights set out by the OJK, or Financial Services Authority. The company offered a total of 46.7 billion shares, representing a project market capitalization of approximately $28 billion at admission.
Saya juga mengapresiasi program saham Gotong Royong, sebuah program saham inklusif yang membuka akses bagi ratusan ribu mitra driver, mitra UMKM, dan konsumen. Saya harap IPO PT Goto Gojek Tokopedia ini memotivasi anak-anak muda Indonesia untuk memberikan energi baru bagi lompatan kemajuan ekonomi negara kita.
Goto, formed last year by the merger of Indonesia's two most valuable startups, plans to raise around 18 trillion rupiah, or around $1.26 billion. Driven by increasing digital adoption among consumers in Southeast Asia, Goto has been underpinned as the group's strong financial performer in recent years.
Yeah, I might be a little bit late jumping into this one. We have heard a lot of news and anticipation in regards to Goto. But as you may know, one of the priorities that comes with the G20 presidency coming on later this year as well in Bali is the drive to boost the digital economy by optimizing technology. Now, what do you guys think about this? Perhaps Yoka first?
For me, I think the one that we should concern more highly is on the agriculture side.
Okay.
Is how to keep growing foods while coping with climate change. I think that's very important. We should. There are a lot of regenerative agriculture startups nowadays, and then.
How bad is the impact so far on agriculture in regards to climate change?
Well, quite a lot actually. Okay. There are a lot of farmers that have experienced failure of harvest.
Right.
And then the seasonality changes a lot in Indonesia, especially now it's getting hotter, and
sure.
The seasons are getting more and more extreme.
It's hard to predict.
It's really hard to predict, and then once it rains, it pours.
It rains too much.
And
Yeah,
it makes a lot of flood
Right.
here and there. So the question really is how can we produce enough food while also coping with climate change.
Right.
And also on the other part of the startup industry, we need more tech talents in Indonesia for sure. And then we need to ease up the transfer of knowledge from other countries also, right?
Right.
So that we can all the countries in the G20 they all can compete on a fair level.
Well,
Education is the key.
One of the things that's needed when you have a startup in tech is money. And Semaii received $1.25 million from Sequoia Surge. And BNext, meanwhile, Dagangan received $11.5 million from Monk's Hill Ventures. How were you guys able to attract investors, especially with something that perhaps not everyone is familiar with, something that is new, an idea that has not been realized yet?
Our investors is pretty different with the other investors.
Okay.
Typically, the
so?
investors in startups are pretty much young age,
All right.
someone very aggressive, innovative. But the partners of the investors, the venture capital invest in us, is pretty seasoned,
Okay.
pretty seniors. And that kind of surprised me as well when one of the partners asked me to join the site visit. So he fly from Singapore all the way to Jogja. I pick him up from Jogja.
Okay.
And we go around Central Java for one full day.
Right.
We went through jungle. I can see his face. I can still remember his facial expressions, right?
Right.
So I think they want to see someone or founders like us who want to get their hands dirty.
Okay.
And come up with a solution that is real on the ground, not only a story on your PowerPoint slides. Right?
Got it. Yeah.
So I think that's the realities and the passion and the eagerness to really get your hands dirty basically and get things done, solve the problems and deliver impacts.
That's true. If I had a bunch of money to invest, I would want to make sure that the people I'm investing with are the ones with boots on the ground instead of the ones in the offices just telling us what is going on. And especially, I'm sure it really helped for you to bring them around to actually see what was taking place in the field out there.
And don't forget, Bu Helena said a lot of good things about
Yeah.
me.
Oh, I'm sure. I hope you gave her a little bit of a cut. Anyway, so competition is continuing to increase. We know that the number of startups here in Indonesia have increased from 1,400 in 2017 to 2,200 in 2019. That's just a space of 2 years. And this propelled Indonesia to now be ranked 5th in terms of highest startups development, just behind the US, India, UK, and Canada. Wow, those are some big countries to be behind. So how do you guys compete in a fierce market? I'm sure if you were even the first, you won't be the last. So how do you guys compete in this market?
Well, our number one focus is always to build a product that will solve your customers' problems, right? That will be loved by your customers. So as long as we do that, I think, competition will always be there.
Yeah.
But we don't really care that much,
Right.
because it's a big market. Indonesia is a big market, and it's most of the time it's not a winner-take-all market.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't bother about the many competition. Many competition is good. It just serves as a confirmation
That what you're doing is right.
Yeah, that what we're doing is right, and this sector is ready to take off.
Yeah, I like
So-
that. I like that as well because I believe that's. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but Steve Jobs was always the one who said something like, "We're not trying to create things; we're just trying to solve people's problems, day-to-day problems," and that's how he
Exactly,
became so
exactly.
successful. With success comes a lot of challenges. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've encountered so far with Dagangan?
Number one, we contextualize the global solution to a very local solution to solve the problem. But at the same time, we should be able to bring it back to the global level of communication to educate the world
Yeah.
how it's like there.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's bringing to the local and bringing back to the global. So
Yeah.
that is kind of going back and forth. Sometimes confuse me, but I'm getting used to it now.
My sister lives in Toronto in a quote-unquote rural area. There's 3 malls right around her house. So yeah, there's a very different idea of what rural is. So you guys serve to be an inspiration, or to have inspirational stories to share with the tech industry, and I hope that people can draw from it as well. I know things like this, it's so difficult in the beginning, especially when you have to convince others in your own vision. So I'm glad that you guys are able to do so, and I hope that both Dagangan and Semaii continue to thrive and to continue to basically help those that need these services, whether they know it or not. And it's not just humans, obviously, that are into tech these days. My buddy Stray, you guys saw him order something, right? Off of CJEC. Well, we're all inseparable from technology, animals and humans alike. So what if animals do something with goods that's related with technology? Let's have a look at this video. Yeah, see, animals love tech, but they're not necessarily tech savvy. As you can see, this cat is trying to work his way around a printer. Yeah, there you go. Well, someone did a good job. And in fact, he added a little, some hole punches there in the corner for the paper. So let's go to the next video that we have here. You guys know that TV counts as tech too, right? Because these days, your TVs are smart TVs. So let's see how animals deal with these new technology, or televisions that we call it.
Udah kamu jangan bandel
Okay, so this wasn't the video that we had lined up. Can we show it again here on the screen there? So this is actually your dog.
My puppies, yes.
Oh, how cute. So what, you have two? Is it one or two?
It's two.
Two.
One is black, one is white.
Oh, cute. That's adorable. You recently got these dogs?
I adopted it 2 months ago. So my wife's friend told us that someone left 6 puppies in front of her door.
Oh, no.
Her gate, actually. So,
Right.
So she
Abandoned.
Abandoned, just like that, like just newborn puppies.
Anyway, I believe that's all that we have for you here today. But thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Again, like I said, your stories are very inspirational. Please, I hope that you guys have more continued success, especially now that we're coming out of this pandemic, and more and more out there will need your services. So for Semaii and Dagangan, you guys have a great 2022, and hope to have you guys back again soon.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and thanks to all of you viewing at home for joining us for this episode of Buddy Talk. We hope that you're able to draw lots of inspiration and motivation for this one. So get up out there and do your thing and do your best, guys. In the meantime, this is Paul Palelli signing off on behalf of the entire Buddy Talk crew, alongside Stray here. Well, he's asleep. We're not going to bother him right now. But on behalf of CJEC as well, make sure you tune in next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.